Hey guys, today is February 17th, Saturday, and we're just heading up to Yosemite, and we're at a Vista Point, and oh my god, this gave me goosebumps when I saw this. I had no idea. I don't know what I'm in for in Yosemite, but I'm gonna go over here because this really pisses me off. Excuse my language. But a family was just here and dumped all their trash right there. I'm gonna go pick it up and haul it over to the dumpster. God forbid they would have walked that far. Hey guys, I'm back. Now I want to show you. There's the dumpster. Down there where that couple is standing is where that pile of trash was. And I watched that family take that bag of trash and just throw it there. And then even the mama came over and just laughed. I can't read the labels on what it was. It was all Oriental. But I'm really irritated by that. And I don't know Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese, whatever. I don't know the language, so I don't know what they were saying, but that really... Yeah, I'm on my soapbox. I'll get down. Guys, we are about a half mile from the entrance to Yosemite, and the traffic is backed up this far to get in, and I don't know if I'll be able to show you how far back they go, but can you imagine the line in the summer? Just, I don't know, you know us, we don't like the crowd, so I'm glad we came now. We went through an area that had a, I wish I could remember the year, pretty major fire that went through. I wanted to record it, but as you can see, the windshield is filthy from, we think it was the pine sap dripping on the tree, the windshield overnight, plus the dew and the moisture. Wow, this line goes clear up around that curve up there. So I didn't want to film too much out of the windshield. I'd rather look out the side. Our plans were to go to Sequoia after this, but my understanding is there's sequoias in Yosemite. I don't know, I'll find out. If that's the case, we'll just admire them here, because there's no easy route to get into any of this, and especially pulling a fifth wheel. Tonight I'll show you where we're staying. Okay guys, we're going through one of the tunnels at Yellowstone. Yosemite. Thank goodness somebody knows where we are. I love going through mountain tunnels. They're just so fascinating to me. And this one looks like it's just solid rock. And then you get up here in a little bit of concrete reinforcement. But wouldn't that have been fun to watch when they were building this tunnel and see how that was done? And then you come out and must be a trail. I thought maybe it was just a sharp curve. There's some of what we're looking at. I've got so much glare from my dash, it's kind of hard to video as we're driving. But it's beautiful here. It said there's tunnels, so I hope there's several of them. I love driving through them. These cool bridges that we're going over. How cool is that? Sorry guys, phone's flopping around because I'm so busy looking at the views. Oh my gosh, I need to roll my window down. You'll get wind noise, but you'll get a better view. Woohoo! Oh my god, take a look at that. Take a look at that. Oh. Take a look at this, guys. This is going up to some of the sites and turn into Bridal Veil Falls. Well, you can't even hardly get up the road because people have parked out in the road.
You want to go in there?
If we can get in there, but I don't know that we can. Let's go on up further. The parking lot is packed. The cars are all lined up. I'm glad we didn't come in the summer. And it is so cool. I just talked to 2 young girls and they're getting ready to walk in there to hike in to a little lookout point. And I've decided I'm going to go walk with them. I'm going to catch up with them. Listen to the roar. Do you see how long that tunnel is? Okay, I'm going to go catch those girls. Hey guys, this is that tunnel I just walked in. I don't know how long it is, and I forgot to ask the old farmer to look at the odometer. But it's the longest one so far. There's a really cool lookout point just as you come out of this tunnel. The side that I was on, went into the tunnel, there's nothing there. Actually found out it led up to a road that was closed. Also found out that these lookout points, like that one, that one of the girls said that they encourage you to check it out, but there really wasn't much to see. It was just like a round hole or something to look out. You really couldn't see anything. There's one there. Oh, that one's deeper. Okay. That one back there might have been a good one to go see. I don't know if the girls were going to go in there or not. I'm going to try to get a view, but there is no parking space. Oh, the waterfalls is what... Pull over here for just a second. I won't get out. But look at this, guys. Cars are lined up.
Yeah.
Many cars are trapped over there. People are parked on the side of the road. And it is beautiful. You got to admit. I was trying to find, where's those waterfalls? And there's the waterfalls. And I'm wondering if that's not Bridal Veil waterfalls, because we're going to be going right by them. When I asked the girls what made them more special than the others, and they said because you can walk right up to them without going on a long hike. So I doubt we'll stop there. But anyway, I wanted to share this with you. Onward. Guys, I thought I'd let you know we are illegally parked. But I wanted to get just a little bit of a view. There's absolutely no parking available anywhere. And in any parking lot that there is, cars are trapped in there and can't get out. So I don't think we'll plan. Well, we didn't even pay attention. It was a holiday weekend. I was certain that in the winter there wouldn't be this much traffic and the crowd would be this big. But I can say I've been to Yosemite, but didn't get to do all the Makes me wonder if we should stop these people and tell them go back. No parking. And guys, the traffic is lined up all the way back to there. As far as you can see, it's a steady line of traffic.
It's like they're giving something away free.
And it's a two-way road. And believe it or not, people are actually trying to pull out and pass. I'm thinking top speed limit's 5 miles an hour. So I'm going to try to look back because this is the best photo I'm going to get of Yosemite. I believe I've told you all this several times. Thank God we didn't come in the summer because there's absolutely no way you'd even get in the park. This line going in is just amazing. I'm anxious to see how far long the line is at the entrance of the park. Well, I found the secret, guys. Get away from the quote-unquote big attractions and just come a little further out. Plenty of parking. Very few people out here. And I found a trail right next to a sign that said, don't feed the deer. A 5-year-old boy was killed on this spot by feeding deer. And I hope most people will remember that you don't mess with wildlife. They're not giant, they're not teddy bears. You know, I hear people talk to coyotes and other wild animals. Come here, baby, I'm not gonna hurt you. Well, no, you don't treat wildlife like that. If you want to pet something like that, find a domesticated one. Go to a petting zoo. But don't go out and try to pet wildlife. It's just not smart. Anyway, it's interesting here seeing all these little baby trees. I don't know. Do they plant them like that? In my opinion, they look like it's all wild trees. That beautiful sheer rock. I have no idea, of course, what it is. But the whole valley's like this. Very pretty. Very pretty. Our plans were to go to Sequoia after this. I'm not sure now if we will, just because of there's no good route. It's beautiful. I'm enjoying our time, but we're ready to go back down south. There's things we want to see. I believe this trail leads to Yosemite Falls. It's a 3.5-mile hike. And since I have to do it myself, I guess I won't go. I'd love to have a hiking buddy hike with me. You'd be a great one to go with. Anybody that likes to... I don't scale rocks. I'm not going to scale rocks. I'll climb on boulders and I'll climb over trees and do all that, but no rock climbing. I don't think they have ropes strong enough to hold me anyway, and besides, I'd get about 6 feet off the ground and be terrified. But it's beautiful. I'm glad we came. I'm just surprised at all the people in the off season. Well, you know me, I gotta get up close and personal with trees. It is so soft and feathery. I read somewhere, and of course I've forgotten how to tell the difference between the two different types of evergreens. And this one over here, I just can't get over how soft the needles are. We have things similar to this back home. I don't think we have these. But any of our evergreens are the needles are so sharp and they hurt. But these are just soft. And even these that look like they're just so soft. But look what I found. I think that's holly. Holly growing wild. Is that not amazing? I collect pine cones, and I have quite a collection. All those little tiny ones that I picked up in Lone Pine got broke, and now I'm disappointed in myself. I may have to go looking for those again. I've got some great big giant ones. I've got all different kinds. I've got family members that live in the Pacific Northwest and in the Colorado Rockies, and they've saved pine cones for me, so I have a very good variety. It's a free hobby, and they're just fascinating to me. Mostly what I'm seeing are pine trees. There's a deciduous tree. Ah, look at that. I don't know if I've got a good angle on it, but it's like they're growing out of the stump. There's obviously a fire here, and I believe this part of this park, might even be this section somewhere around in here, is closed for restoration because it's cleaning up all the old dead trees. Guys, take a look at this tree. You could tell it was burned and it's dead. But the most fascinating or the interesting thing about this is all the woodpecker holes. This tree is just full of them. Everywhere you look on the tree. You know, we know that it's full of insects because of the decaying tree. Everywhere. But even in death, this tree is providing a lot of life for other species. I love moss too. I love how moss grows on the trees. Lichen, whatever. Moss has always fascinated me. And there's another one of them stickly bushes, but I did find out those are blackberry bushes. I'm assuming this one is too. And I'll tell you something. You could do some beautiful woodwork with this. Look at that. Man, that is beautiful. I think that chard would be a beautiful. Here's that sign I was telling you about. You know, people just don't use any common sense when it comes to wildlife. And you sure hate to see it when a child is killed. Well, I've come back to the other side of the road. Getting ready to, the old farmer's been waiting on me. I don't know how well this is going to turn out with the sun. Hopefully we can stop a couple more times before we have to leave. Well, we found another place to stop. There's more of the walls. But look at this. I don't know, what is it, guys? River? Mountain stream is what I would call it. It is crystal clear. Crystal. And I would get down in there, but I'm imagine it's just a little chilly. Wouldn't this be a great place to hang out in summer? I'm sure some of you know what the name of this river, creek, stream, whatever. I'm going to call it a mountain stream. More of Yosemite in the background. You know what? That might make a pretty picture right there. I might just do that. My goodness, guys. We went up just kind of a different road than we had planned. I mean, I think it pointed towards Merced, but who knows. And look what I found. A sandy beach. A nice sandy beach. And there's some pretty deep spots in here. And there's, looks like 2 different streams, creeks, rivers, whatever. You got one coming this way. I don't know if you can see how deep that hole is, but I bet it's way over waist deep. And then you've got this cute little mountain stream coming down, and the water's crystal clear. Crystal clear. And look at that. Oh, wouldn't that just be beautiful to stay here? But, guys, the crowds are too much here for us. Now down here, nobody's down here. It's near the exit. It's away from all the hubbub. But beautiful. Can't get over the beauty. I'm walking back up from the sandy beach, and I look up and I see this tree with all these things hanging out. And I'm like, what in the world? Well, I discovered pine needles. But anyway, guys, look. To me, that looks like the leaves on a holly bush. But hollies don't get that big, do they? I wonder what kind of tree that is. And the points on it they're sharp. Very pointed. Very, quite sharp, actually. Okay, you can guess that one. Let me see if I can show you what the trunk looks like and the tree. Well, guys, we decided to go check out a different entrance, and this is Arch Rock entrance. That is cool. We're finding it's much nicer up here away from the, they call it Yosemite Valley. There's no crowds, maybe just, you know, at the most 10 cars, and but not very crowded, and a lot of beautiful things. So kind of glad we checked this side out. Heading back up. We're not going back up to the main park, but we're heading back up towards basically our entrance. But found another set of waterfalls. Very pretty. They cascade all the way down. No place to pull off. And here's another one of those beautiful mountain streams. Look at those boulders. This is, you know what, guys? Other than the sheer cliffs back there at Yosemite, I think this part's much prettier. Much prettier. And I probably feel that way because there's not so many people. But we're gonna head back up and make a few more stops. Hey guys, take a look at those acorns. I have never seen acorns that big. This one here is just a little bit bigger than the ones that my son has on his property back in Oklahoma, but I've never seen acorns that big. So I have a question. Can the nuts of an acorn be eaten? I mean, to me, holy cow, if they can, there is lots of food here in the forest. You see? And all I had was a couple of rocks, so I smashed it up pretty good. But wow, that's a huge nut in there. If they can't be eaten, why not? I'm going to leave this one cracked open for any wildlife that might come along. Holy smokes, guys. Just the size of some of these boulders. Sorry, I'm just stumbling around up here. Y'all kind of know that's what I'm like. But this boulder goes up in the trees, goes there, around, pieces are broken. Whoa, as I fall. Goes clear down there, and right there it is covered with pine needles. Unbelievable. And look at this massive tree growing out of it. Okay, I'm going to show you the extent of my rock climbing. Hand on rock, step on tree, walk by rock, stand on top of big boulder. That's my rock climbing. But look at this massive tree growing out of this rock. Holy mackerel. And I wonder if it's a black oak because of all these acorns. Now, look. That one looks darker than the one I picked up, the ones I picked up a little bit ago. And in the brochure it said they were talking about the black oak trees. So Anyway, I'm going to go back tonight where I have internet. I'm going to research acorn nuts. I'm just really curious about that now. If those can be eaten, or are they poisonous? Oh man. You know what, guys? I kind of like this being away from the main thing. There's plenty of parking, and it's just as beautiful here as it is in the main valley. We saw it, and now we're really enjoying this out here. So, swimming hole. It is deep. And you know what's cool is you can see the boulders down in there, and then it's a sandy bottom. Sort of a turquoisey green blue water. Wow, that is really deep. You can see some logs down in there. It's pretty the way the sun is shining on that. You can see how clear the water is. Yes, I know there's a lot of traffic. What a great swimming hole for the summertime.
There's where a lot of these rocks come from.
Where's that? Ooh. Yep. Man. You can see where it's broke off. Isn't that cool? It slid down the mountain. I mentioned the bikers that I talked to earlier, and they said last year there was a big rock slide that closed part of the park about this time of year. It'd be interesting to hear one of these big things break loose.
Then the river up. Stream up.
Cool. Go on the other side of the road. Look at all these boulders. And to think, guys, we were going to go on back to the RV because Yosemite was so crowded and nowhere. I am so glad we came out here. This is just beautiful. Look at those waterfalls coming down the creek or stream. Don't you just love the sound of waterfalls and rushing water? It's so calming, especially when cars come zooming by. Oh, speaking of the crowds down in Yosemite, about an hour ago we talked to a family from Pennsylvania, and they had just gotten in. They were in line for over an hour just waiting to get into the park. I told him brace himself when he finally gets into the valley. Pretty close to heading out of Yosemite. Isn't that cool, the way the water seeps down the side of the rocks? Beautiful falls down in there. Can't hardly see it for the trees, but and I read the weather report, and there's like 70% chance of snow. Can't remember if it's tonight or tomorrow night, but that's good news for any of the ski resorts. We've had a very dry winter. Ending our day with our trip into Yosemite, and this is the first place we stopped this morning. And wow, look at the difference after the sun, from the sun. Isn't that beautiful? And that is a deep canyon. And I thought I would show you that this is, if I can zoom in, Vista, rim of the world, Stanislaus National Forest. And then the highway is named after that memorial highway after that female firefighter that was trapped down in here and burned in one of the fires. Oh, this is cool, looking at the way the sun reflects off all this. That is really pretty. Wow. I'm glad we stopped. I'm going to have to go back and look at my morning video. Some pretty major fires have come through here. Looks like the last one that came through was in 2013. Boy, that's 3 big fires. I think I, this morning, showed where 2 of the firefighters were killed in here. And those were from earlier fires. Look at that. It looked like, from where I was standing back there, a deep crevice or crack in the wall of that mountain. I think it's just a part jutting out, and then the sun shining on it. And I can hear water running down there. I can't really see it. Oh, actually it goes into 2 rivers I see. There's a mountain stream. I know it's hard to believe you can hear anything with all that traffic. But I can kind of see some kind of river or stream there. And then right at the base of the hills, there's another one. But you can hear the water. I just love the sound of water running over rocks. Unseasonably warm here, guys. Oh, there's a waterfall down there. That's what I hear. I can get it. That's a pretty good sized waterfall too. Oh man. A lot of waterfalls in these here parts. Just have to look at this plant. You know me, I'm always pinching the dang things and then seeing what they smell like. This thing smells so good. And several times in Yosemite, I would smell something and I'd say, what smells so good here? And I'd be looking for plants. But I'll do a close-up. Here's the branches and leaves, whatever. There's the spent flowers. And I'm not sure if these are new blooms or old blooms, but you can tell that they came in bunches of yellow. But oh my God, this would smell so good in your home. I mean, back home we take sage, the wild sage that grows, and make wreaths out of it, and it just makes the house smell so good. And that's what this makes me think. I would love to cut a bunch of this and make a wreath or something out of it, just for the scent. Wow, what is that thing? I gotta buy me a plant book, don't I? Too many plants. Besides, I wouldn't remember anyway. Okay guys, I think we're gonna head on back to our campground, and I'll talk to you later.